Be pausing this a shit ton.
Oh snap!
How you doing?
Hi, buddy. How are you?
How are you?
Hi, bye. How are you? This is like, guys, this was real.
The name's Joe.
Well, hello there, Joe.
As a matter of fact, why don't you meet my daughter, the love of my life, the life of my love. She's a fan of yours.
Hi, how are you?
Hi,
This is
how are
Ashley.
you?
Good. How you doing?
You know the
I'm
nickname
good,
she
Joe.
gave her father when she was growing up? She'd call
See how this is already a giant mess, and you see a whole bunch wrong with everything here. It's cooked. Yeah, this was you're actually gonna need to drink to actually watch this tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing it too. I actually stopped my non-drinking drink week or streak just to deal with these idiots. This was this was maybe like 2019 or something like that, getting ready for the 2020 elections.
me Joey B. So we
Yeah.
may be related or something.
Yep, Cardi B and Joey B. I'm a huge
I'm a Joey B too, actually.
fan. I just wanted
Okay,
to
Joey.
say
How
hi.
you doing?
Look at those devil
I feel
wings.
so crazy
these
because I feel
fangs.
like I'm a little bit late. But Biden, let me tell you something. When you have kids my age, like the one my age, 2 years old, your schedule never go as planned. You know what I'm saying?
You're telling
I
me?
went-
I got 4 kids, 5 grandkids. Come on. I'm an expert. I understand about kids. The most important thing in the world. They come first.
Yes, definitely.
This is just, remember, guys, I actually feel better knowing that he's not in anymore, because it's a humiliation ritual. It really is.
Always. My kid come first. Period.
Keep it that way.
Oh yeah.
So, Joe,
Clayton,
I heard you got some.
they're reading a script, but they can each of them can barely read. I've analyzed this before I ever had a show or anything, but yeah, they do read a script, but neither of them can read because they're retarded, and it's just, you'll see.
Questions for me.
Oh, I do have some questions for you. First of all, I want to congratulate you. The cover of I tell you, that's pretty good. That's pretty big time. Number one, doesn't surprise me. You're on the cover. But number two, thanks for your generosity dealing with people who are suffering from COVID. There's so many people who needlessly are in trouble, who are needlessly have died when they didn't have to, if we had taken the precautions we needed to. And thank you.
And thank you, Cardi B, for you helping that somehow. I don't know how you helped it. You probably just helped AIDS spread, if anything.
You have a generous heart.
She's a thieving 304 who was a stripper and would just steal money and drugs from people. The fact that she's interviewing a president is even retarded in it amongst itself.
And what I wanted to know was, tell me what's your main interest in terms of this election?
I have a whole list of things that I want and I wish and I desire for our next president to do for us. But first and first, let me give it a buck. I just want
I read
Trump
that
out.
wrong.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like his mouth gets us in trouble so much. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want, we're dealing with a pandemic right now, right? And I just want answers. I want to know when this is over. I want to go back to.
And guys, this is really just look at the screen right now. This was our country then. This guy is completely he's completely cooked, which is bad enough, but he was already a shill. So he's like a shill who's just been completely cooked. And then here's supposed to be the interviewer, Cardi B. They made her kind of dress up for this one, or dress conservative, but this was such a big deal at the time, the level of insanity going on.
My job. I want to be able to go outside. I want to be able not to feel like I'm trapped in my home. But I don't want somebody to lie to me and tell me that it's okay to go outside. It's okay not to wear a mask, that everything is going to be okay. No, I want like a timeline of when things are going to get better. I want a president to tell me what are the steps for us to get better besides, taking precautions like with our masks and quarantining. I need somebody to tell me like, this is going to be over when we find this cure. This is why it's taking so long. This is why other
Joe Biden is lost. He looks like he wants to cry. Like, I kind of feel bad for Joe Biden. I don't think he really even wanted to do a lot of this stuff. I think he just was like an easy, like, puppet.
countries are doing better than ours when it comes to this pandemic. I need somebody to
And again, when Daddy Putin starts watching this and Lukashenko and stuff over in that area of the world, they are laughing their tits off at this. This is like completely like this is like a Saturday Night Live skit. It really is.
tell me the truth,
And they probably each got paid like a lot of money for this too.
the hardcore truth. And also, I of course want free Medicare. And this is why it's important to have free Medicare, because look what's happening right now. You see why we should have been have free Medicare for a long time. I of course think that we need a free college education. That's second. And I want Black people to stop getting killed and no justice for it. I'm tired of it. I just want
Cardi B, you come from a sewer and she's probably killed people herself. She's probably deleted Black people, made them OD and stuff. I'm not even kidding.
more stricter laws that is fair to Black citizens. And, it's fair for cops too. If you kill somebody that is dead.
This is her reading off the script. I don't think she gives a damn about cops. Look at this. Look at these nails here, guys. Guys, this is supposed to be like a presidential level thing. What? This, yeah. The cringe that we all have felt from this, that's the humiliation ritual, because it's humiliating. It's like humiliating to yourself to be like, I live under these people. Basically, I have to live like these people dictate a lot. Maybe not directly to me, but indirectly. And like, why has no one else seen how like retarded this is? You know what I mean? Imagine being in another country and just seeing like this is like what they're doing over there. This is like, this is bad. So we're only a minute in. What's up, Memphis? Hey guys.
Doesn't have a weapon on them, you go to jail. You know what? If I kill somebody, I gotta go to jail. You gotta go to jail too.
See how she's reading a script? Look at it. He's reading the script right now. And Joe Biden is like maybe dumping his pants.
That's
Look at this.
And it's so sad that a pandemic has to happen so people could open their eyes on seeing what type of person are they dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're really confusing the people. Like, one day you're telling them that this is nothing, that people
can barely even like use silverware and stuff.
You stop getting tested because they're gonna get it anyways. Next thing you know, you have a mask in your face, and you're really playing games, not with us, not the woke. You're playing games with the people that support you. All of this has to happen. This crazy stuff that have to happen so they could open their eyes for the past 4 years.
Well, it doesn't have to happen. For example, in 2016.
He's probably clearly reading a list. It doesn't sound authentic. Guys, he's only said about 3 words, and does it sound like he really has come up to this conclusion on his own?
If 18 to 23 or 4-year-olds.
He's reading it. See how they fool with you? They have to read it, and they can barely even read.
Have voted in the same percentage as the rest of the population, we would have had Hillary Clinton, not him. The vote matters. That's why you keep talking to people about the need to vote. The vote matters. It matters a great deal. And so we got to look, the generation, your generation and the young millennials beyond that, they can own this. They can own this outcome. And they can own what happens in the next election. They are the ones that can change things dramatically if they show up and vote. Tell me what your fans most say to you when they communicate with you online. What are they most concerned about?
They probably call you a ratchet ass hoe.
Obviously, free college education.
Free college, wet ass pussy, doing crack rock, things like that. Remember, guys, she used to like she was like a stripper who would drug men and take all their money and make rap songs about it. It's insane.
Free Medicare, especially now that, you know, people are just getting sick left to right. And that's why I keep telling people, because sometimes people have problems in their community. They just wonder, like, for example, a lot of after school programs that I was growing up with, there's no after school programs a lot anymore in my hood.
That's right.
And
Nowhere.
it's like people are just wondering why is that?
Because people don't want to pay the taxes for it. And that's why this whole thing about government's bad has been such a downer for the things that really
they do piss away money.
Matter to you and me. I was doing very well as a single dad when my wife and daughter got killed. And I had two boys that survived that accident. I didn't have the money to have someone take care of my kids. Thank God I had my sister, my brother, and my mother who helped me. My sister moved in with me with she and her husband. But look at all the people that don't have that kind of help.
And you want to know something, talking to you, you know, I'm
And he probably deleted that part of the family by like cutting the brake lines in that car.
always so focused on Medicare and college education.
Again, Joe, but like, never underestimate the power of a shill or a puppet. They often have a lot of power. That's how he got in there, was to basically be like a puppet and be straight up told what to do and everything. But actually became pretty powerful at the same time. So never underestimate the power of a shill that like in our current day and age. You know, like Cardi B's being a shill right now as well. But for them, they shill for the bills.
And I never really thought about how important is childcare. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like nobody's more motivated.
She's probably deleted it like a handful of kids.
Than a mom. Nobody want to go and hustle out there and get that money for the kid. Once you become a mom, you changed completely. Your mindset changed completely. But it's like, how are you supposed to do that when you probably don't have a babysitter for your kid? And I'm
right.
Like,
yeah,
fortunately
right.
for me, I'm able to, you know, have my mom take care of my child. But a lot of people, like, it's like their mom cannot retire and take care of their kids. Like, their mom
Exactly
have to work too.
One of the things that I admire about you is you keep talking about what I call equity. Just
oh my God.
Decency, fairness, treating people with respect. John Lewis.
Treating people with respect. You know how you made your career trashing men, drugging men, being a stripper, doing OF, being a street walking 304, you know, respecting people, providing value to the community. That's what I care about. You know what I mean? When I heard wet ass pussy for the first time and I let my 7-year-old granddaughter do it and she started twerking, she did a little twerk, she did a little twerk, Joe Biden twerks a little bit. He's like, that is female empowerment. And that's what we need. That's what we need in this country, is more female empowerment.
Used to say, the vote is the most powerful non-violent tool you have. Use the power to change for the change you want by voting. Look, I'm a lot older than you, to state the obvious. When I was in high school,
the wife died in a car crash.
The civil rights movement was just being started. And what happened? Along came Bull Connor and his dogs. He thought he was going to drive a wooden stake into the heart of the civil rights movement. But when all those folks who never realized, never saw before what was happening in the South, they lived in places where there were very few black people, didn't know any black people. And all of a sudden they saw Bull Connor with dogs ripping off the clothes of.
What is he talking about, guys?
Black women, elderly women going to church, and kids being knocked down with fire hoses and their skin being ripped off.
What? And Cardi B just looks like nothing's registering in her brain either. This is his time to speak.
All of a sudden, as Dr. King said, we had the second emancipation. We had the Voting Rights Act and we had the Civil Rights Act. It changed things because people said, oh my God, that's happening. I think I heard you say somewhere along the line what I've been saying. This cell phone has changed America because what happens now? We're at a point where some brave kid, 15 years old, can stand there and for a total of 8 minutes and 46 seconds, take a photograph of a black man whose family I know.
What is he talking about? I remember when I first saw this, guys, I was so like mad about it. I mean, I did laugh a little bit, but I was also like pretty upset about it too. So this is just to strictly laugh at it. And then we'll talk about some of the ramifications afterward and go over a few of his other cronies.
And met with and understand and spent time with and watched him brutally murdered. And people around the world were saying, my
by the CIA too.
God, it really happens? Because I'm not in a neighborhood like that. I don't come from a place. And now, guess what? They're demanding change.
Like people, we're not asking for sympathy. We're not asking for charity. We are just asking.
See how she has to read this off there now? Oops. On me.
For equality.
That's
we
it.
are asking fairness and we are asking for justice. That is all. I feel like everything that people are asking for is getting interpreted in a very different way. No, it's simple. We just want justice. That's all. We want justice. We want to feel like Americans. We want equality.
Treat me with respect.
Yes, with respect.
Respect. That's what.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Where I think you're seeing a real look. I have a friend who is a congressman in Mississippi, Benny Thompson, and a very well-known congressman, an African-American. He called me 2 weeks ago. He said, Joe, I just came from a protest in Mississippi. He said, and I looked out there, and there were I forget how many people. He said there was many white kids marching as black kids. This is Mississippi, Joe. Things are changing, Joe. The reason I'm so optimistic is because of your generation. You're the smartest, the best educated, the least prejudiced, and the most engaged generation in American history. And you're going to change things. You're going to change them. You're the reason I have such incredible hope. I really mean it. I'm not trying to be nice.
And he won this election too. I think he won this one.
It's a fact.
Yeah, he did.
That's what's going to change things. The rest of the world's always looked to us. Why have they looked to us? Not because we're so powerful, but the power of our example. Look what they're seeing now with this president. He's literally promoting hatred, promoting prejudice, promoting racism, talking about protecting the Confederate flag when
no one's talking about that and or gives a shit.
Mississippi takes it off their flag and he's defending it. He's talking about I mean, what this is all about.
See how they particularly made so people making the script or something made it organically come up to that happens to be like my friend is an African American congressman in Mississippi, and now everyone's acting equally, and Mississippi is supposed to be so racist and all this stuff. But that's why he's hammering down on this, because they're telling him what to do.
All about the game of making people hate each other, because that's how he wins, by dividing it.
And remember too, this isn't one continuous stream. I think they edited it in clips.
But you're going to change it. Your generation is changing. You already are doing it.
You do it, guys. And did that happen? No, we're worse off.
The new generation, my fans, my people, that it's like, this is why we have to go out and vote. I know that the young generation right now with social media, we are just so eager to make money, to look a certain type of way, to have style, celebrity gossip. And it's like, why don't we make a change for real and just vote?
In the primaries, they kept saying, well, you know, there's not that many people voting. Biden's not going to excite anybody. We had the largest turnout in the primaries
Yeah,
ever.
that was
people
this
are
election,
ready.
yeah.
They're ready, and they know we can change it. But look, there's a lot, but we really rely on people like you. And let me tell you something. The American people have never, ever, ever let their country down, given half a chance. Never. And they've been battered by corporate America. They've been battered by this president particularly. And the way in which he's able to continue to divide it, he appeals to the outright prejudice of some of those in that community that don't have any money. And he just appeals to their prejudice. He spews hate.
Wow, I'm so glad that we're done with Biden, man.
We got to stop it.
Prejudice is just so
Prejudice.
dangerous. Like, it could be a start of a civil war. It makes people feel uncomfortable around different people. Nobody wants to feel targeted.
He just read the script.
Like, it could be a start of a civil war. It makes people
He's
feel
reading the script.
uncomfortable around
Says, yep.
different people.
Okay.
Nobody wants to feel targeted. Nobody wants animosity. We just want the best for us. Everybody wants the best for themselves, their
That's
future,
exactly
and their
right.
kids' future. I don't want to live to tell my kids, like, you have to be careful going to the store. Don't wear this certain type of clothes. Don't wear a mask. Don't wear a hoodie. Please don't get stopped. We don't want that. And I don't want to feel a certain type of hate, a certain type of animosity for a different race, because I feel like they get it easier than us. I don't want to feel like that. Nobody wants to feel like that. Like, it's like, why can't we just work with each other? Why? And you know, there's always been racism always have existed, but I feel like right now there's just a lot of tension, and we need somebody to clean that. I'm just so tired of it.
Well,
I
by
don't
the
want
way,
They need someone just to drain the swamp, guys. That's what they need to do. That's what Cardi B really means. She's just saying it in her own way.
you know, the country's been mourning.
This election, guys, and this election is the most important election.
And what you're finding now is the vast majority of the American people understand what's going on. My mom used to have an expression. She said, Joey, the greatest virtue of all is courage. Because without courage, you couldn't love with abandon. And without courage, none of the other virtues would exist.
That's stolen from something else. It's not something his mom said. That comes from something else. Might even be like King Arthur or something.
It's time for some courage, and you're exercising it. You and other people of your stature who have millions of people who look to you. You're exercising courage. It's not easy for you to do this. You're going to get a lot of flack for the kinds of things you say, but you have the courage to stand up and say, now's the time. By the way, we're going to have, if I get elected president, free college education for 4 years of college, flat out.
Biden has straight up used the hard R before, like in a Congress thing I've seen. He's Biden time.
Anybody with a family less than 125 grand, you're going to get a free education. Everybody gets free education for.
How did that work out?
For community college. Everybody wants to go on and become an apprentice, free.
Let me tell you about my college experience, right?
Yep.
You know, I'm from New York, so when you're in high school or middle school, they give you a free Metro card so you could travel, for you to be able to go to your school. And of course, they gave me free lunch. When I was in college, I had to
I was sucking dick at the bus stop. But when I was at that bus stop with my free ticket, that's when I met the rapper producer, and that blew up my whole career. But if I didn't have that ticket, I wouldn't have been able to make it happen for what was happening in me.
A job because I really needed $5 every single day to be able to go from Washington Heights to Chambers Street and then I had to feed myself. Sometimes I had to wait from 1 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. That's my schedule to get home. So I
What were you doing? Working on the streets?
could be able to
Or she was working the strip club or the streets?
eat, because that whole time right there, I couldn't afford to go to McDonald's. I couldn't afford to go to any restaurants around Chambers Street on my break.
And she doesn't know how to cook.
And you had to pay for lunch, the school lunch there. So I was just starving, and I just felt so discouraged. So I just feel like that is so important, like to finance students while they're in college. Because they get really discouraged. And that's what people want to know.
Can you see how fake this is?
Can you provide college education, this Medicare plan, without a big chunk of taxes coming out of our checks?
And the way we can pay for all of this is doing practical things, like making sure that no corporation making a profit should pay less than 15% tax on their profit. None.
Look
Zero.
at him reading.
Everybody has to pay their fair share. Thank you for your willingness to
accept the Biden family. They won't pay you got to pay your fair share, 15% to the big guy or 20% to the big guy, whatever the F that was. So we're going to go on to, I know it was difficult to see, but now maybe we can lighten it up a bit more. Do you guys remember the guy that is on my that I made the thumbnail for it? This guy I felt was one of the biggest humiliation rituals of the entire thing.
Tonight, a Houston woman is making her first TV appearance, claiming an ex-Department of Energy official has been wearing clothes from her missing luggage.
Brighton, arrested a few months ago, was charged with swiping bags from airport carousels. Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf is live at Houston Hobby tonight, speaking
because he's on the cock carousel.
Exclusively with a fashion designer making these claims. Matthew.
Roshi, Jonathan, everything this woman makes is one of a kind. So now she's pretty confident she knows where her missing clothes ended up. New shocking accusations from a fashion designer in Houston, now claiming
this maniac, this guy is in charge of nuclear waste. Can you imagine someone in Russia or North Korea, China, seeing this absolute this is a humiliation ritual. That's just pretty much what it is. Mocking you, trolling you. Can this guy, it's just unbelievable. It's completely unbelievable. But this was the Biden world.
well-documented and photographed clothes of former Department of Energy official Sam Brinton are actually hers from a suitcase, reported missing from an airport.
She stole them from a black woman too.
5 years ago.
When I just Googled him, I saw my outfits on him.
Asha Hamseen, in her first
Ooh, she was wearing an Indian's clothes.
TV interview, speaking with us from a phone in Tanzania.
Oh, she's been working for years.
Her husband in Houston, flipping through Asha's handmade clothing collection.
It's a custom made.
Those are actually pretty dope.
She does it herself, like all this, there is no label you say, you can see,
In 2018, Asha had been on a trip to Tanzania for the Lady Red fashion show. While on a layover at Reagan Airport in D.C., she says her checked bag full of one-of-a-kind clothes vanished.
I was crying the whole week because I didn't do the fashion show.
Oh, those clothes. So it's even worse than I thought. That woman actually made a living from those clothes and that she created and stuff like that by hand. We never see that. That meant a lot to her. And this idiot jerk off moron guy, and I think he did this a couple times before he actually got fired.
And that is in my blood. We tried to look to the camera and I think we found the bag was on the machine there, but it was disappeared. We didn't know who took it.
Asha filed a lost luggage complaint with Delta Airlines 5 years ago and hadn't received any new information until December while watching Fox News.
Former Department of Energy official Sam.
Just look at this guy. This guy is sick. This is that same maniac that was dressed up as a chick and stuff. You can't tell me this guy is not a psyop.
The then famous non-binary nuclear waste expert Sam Brinton arrested, accused of stealing suitcases from baggage carousels in Minneapolis and Las Vegas.
I Googled everything and I saw my clothes, my jewelries, some of my jewelries, my blouses, and the collection is with the same prints.
Shocking side-by-side images show what Asha thinks are her missing clothes and jewelry on Sam. A missing bag of items she estimates cost.
So this freak wore it to like an award show. He probably wore it to work. He probably wore it to fucking work.
$11,000 and a priceless piece of her work.
Maybe he liked the designs and this and that, but why? Why somebody clothes, and I don't know how he got those clothes.
Houston police are now involved in this case. The FBI.
That was a while ago. So one other person who I want to go with, talk about was this woman right here. So, what the fuck is this? Sorry about that. Let me, I have to change something really quickly. Because I want to go over, I believe her name is Rachel Levin. Health Department. Yeah, this freak. Okay, oops.
Admiral Rachel Levine is busy leading our country's response to COVID-19 and other health issues as
Do you remember her?
Health. Before that, she was along.
Or him, this freak? Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is biblical. This is literally biblical or something. I don't know what this is, but this is not supposed to be this way. And that's the health department person. So that's supposed to tell you how to be healthy. This person is not healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, or anything. Ben Franklin. This is you'll see. You'll get to see. But this does this person make you want to be healthy? No. Let me continue the video.
Longtime pediatrician and leader of Pennsylvania's health department. Admiral Levine has attracted global attention, not just because she's dedicated so much of her time to helping others heal, but because of her history-making moves.
Look at this.
I was confirmed twice more.
She's the nation's highest-ranking openly transgender official ever confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
On this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 48. The nomination is confirmed.
And the first openly transgender four-star officer.
I am proud.
Look at this. Oh, and she's a 4-star. Oh my God. Guys, if you're another country right now and you see this, or back then, and you see this, are you intimidated? Do you feel like, yeah, Yeah, the end times administration. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is the one person that should wear a mask. Yeah. And again, these are the people who pushed a ton of the cough narrative down your throat, all that. So I want you guys to just remember this is a humiliation ritual. It is.
Proud to follow in my father's footsteps.
Look at this.
And two of my uncle's footsteps in serving this great nation.
Aside from her role protecting the public,
Look at this. It's
health,
like
Admiral Levine
scary.
says she has another duty that's just as critical: protecting those who are transgender and encouraging other leaders to do the same.
I am speaking.
Here's me. Yeah, the three musketeers right here. Got Mayor Pete. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at the smuck look on this MRFer's face. Look at their faces. They just. That's what I'm saying. That's a humiliation ritual. Like they're actually laughing at you. They're basically laughing at me getting pissed. I'm not pissed anymore, but I did used to be pissed about this type of thing. So just remember, we're not living in this. Well, we have slightly different people who are in.
Out publicly, vocally, frequently. The Secretary has spoken out. The Surgeon General has spoken out. Our President and Vice President have spoken out about this issue. So we continue that public advocacy.
Advocacy, but also demanding action, like she did at the state level.
Anytime you see somebody doing this sign language, it's usually nonsense. This guy here should just be giving you one middle finger to the audience and then shoving the other middle finger right up his ass, and then that's basically how serious you need to take this woman.
Here's Admiral Levine standing by Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf as he signed an executive order banning gender expression or sexual orientation discrimination.
Pretty sure there was another Levine who's like a treasurer or something like that. I don't know if it's the same family or something, but you know, guys, that is just not good.
Continue. For all state employees and contractors.
I am very grateful to be celebrating Transgender Day of Visibility here at the White House.
For Admiral Levine, this is clearly personal. She's consistently attacked and mocked online, even during her confirmation hearing, all because she's transgender.
Well, what I worry about with the challenges that I've faced in my confirmation and other challenges is not that
Look at those giant mitts she has. Like this is this is what I'm talking about, like part of the perversion of inversion. Okay, this is supposed to be, there's a few things going on here. Number one, this person's supposed to be a leader in like health because it's part of the health department, and that's this person. Who do you think should represent the health department more? This guy on the left, who's fit, clean cut, seems healthy, lean, and like he clearly exercises, or this complete mess over here on every level? So there's a couple things. Number one, they like wellness means illness, basically. Progressive means regressive. Everything is basically the opposite. That's why she kind of needs to be in here. A ton of stuff is all the opposite of this, but that is kind of satanic. Like the that Baphomet thing is like a male and a female, and like making like opposite hand. Like the symbol of it is making like those opposite hand things. And that's like this woman is like a Baphomet freak.
affects me personally. I am very able to compartmentalize.
Again, is this real leadership? No, it's not. It's a humiliation ritual.
Those issues and then to supplement.
And that's why I drank during the Biden administration. I'm gonna drink for the rest of this episode to deal with these idiots, because that Cardi B one was difficult.
Those challenges into my work. What I worry about is what it means for, especially for young people. And so I think that what it does is spur me to work harder.
Admiral Levine says her role is a reminder of what's possible, but is complicated by politics. More than a dozen states are attempting to pass laws targeting those who are transgender, from participation in sports to limiting health care.
What do you say to the people who don't share your views when it comes to gender?
I want to educate them that LGBTQI plus people, transgender people are like everyone else. We are working for the common good. That's what I'm trying to do in my role as the Assistant Secretary for Health, and just trying to help people. And hopefully with that education, they will fear less. And I think if they fear the unknown less, then that will help them on their role towards tolerance, acceptance, and really a welcome, developing a welcoming environment.
We are making strides towards improvement.
Even with the mounting issues, Admiral Levine says she remains hopeful it will get better for those who are transgender.
We continue to face challenges, and we will continue to face and rise up to meet those challenges.
I'm Lorenzo Hall, WUSA 9.
All right, we're proud to share with you that WUSA 9 is a media sponsor of this year's Capitol Pride. So come on out, see us at the parade and the festival. You can find all the details. Just go to WUSA9.com/Pride Matters. Now, I know it's late and you're tired, but I know your phone is right by you. So take it, scan the QR code on your screen, and we'll text you back with a link to all you need to know. See how easy that was?
Super easy.
Okay.
But we're going to turn now to other concerns here on Earth. President Trump's address to the nation tonight, all about the state of the war in Iran right now and when it might end.
Wait and see
Earlier
this.
today, he said the fighting could end very soon, but Iran has denied the president's claims about a potential ceasefire. So where does that leave us? Let's bring in Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes, who's been following it all for us all day. Nancy, good evening.
Tony, good evening to you. Tonight, the president is going to try to reassure the American people that the spike in gas prices to more than $4 a gallon on average.
It's only going to be 2 or 3 weeks, guys. Just like in COVID, that was only 2 weeks. Taxes was we only needed taxes during like World War I for like 2 weeks. So this will just be like a 2 weeks thing. Don't worry about it.
Will not last long. We expect that he's going to say that the war will only last another 2 to 3 weeks, even as thousands more troops continue to make their way to the Gulf.
We'll be leaving very soon.
Eager to show that an end is in sight, President Trump claimed today that Iran's new regime president has just asked the U.S. for a ceasefire. Iranian officials quickly called that false and baseless. They insist no negotiations are taking place. With gas prices rising and his poll numbers sinking, Trump plans to lash out at NATO tonight for failing to...
Sorry about this. I didn't mean to play that one. I wanted it to go to this one right here.
Women are often the creators of change. In terms of the changes that we see in our society and our culture, I think that women are those change makers.
Admiral Rachel Levine is a groundbreaking leader, public health champion, and an advocate. She credits family support for helping her get where she is today.
My father has passed, but my mother is
Real American hero.
still alive, and she is quite the role model. She is a retired attorney. I've always been motivated by those who work for the benefit of others, and that's what I try to do.
Please.
Last year, Rachel made history, becoming the first openly transgender 4-star.
Look at this. Oh my God. Guys, this is like Saturday Night Live in like 1993 or something.
Officer across uniformed services.
And raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. And it is truly my honor to serve as the Assistant Secretary for Health, and truly my honor to be an admiral in the Public Health Service Commission Corps, to be the first transgender
Look at this.
individual who is an admiral.
This is just insane. So I want you to
in
remember
any of the
too.
uniformed services, and my
Pause
goal
it.
is to give back.
Part of giving back is Admiral Levine's message to the transgender and non-conforming community.
The message here in Philadelphia, in Love Park, is that trans rights are human rights.
You have worth. You have tremendous worth just for.
So I want you guys to remember too. This person here was also supposed to be like they are enabling a dick ton of healthcare fraud from health insurance companies. Like, remember that Brian Johnson guy? Brian Johnson guy absolutely loves this. They're like best friends. They just deny everything, let people get sick, make healthcare unaffordable, but you like need it. Make medicine, make medicine difficult to get. Force shots on people and all that. This person didn't care anything about any type of health or cleaning poison from food or anything. So they're clearly a shill. Like if they looked like this but actually got a lot done, I still would care, but at least get something from it. But this is just cooked.
Who you are, no matter who you love, no matter who.
And this is a Woman of the Year honoree. So I don't think she actually won Woman of the Year. I'm not even sure.
You are, no matter what your gender identity, sexual orientation, or anything else, and to be true to that, and then everything else will follow. And it highlights something which I truly believe in, which is the value of diversity. Diversity is just so important in our culture. It's important for our country, for the world. And so we really need to welcome diversity and actually celebrate diversity.
Celebrate diversity. Where have you heard this? Just right out of. Wow. Again, this was under Biden, guys. This is a humiliation ritual. So put a 1 in the chat if you think, like, I didn't understand it at the time, but maybe I did a little bit, but I didn't fully know like what this was. But this is a humiliation ritual. Yeah, this is a true humiliation ritual. Imagine being led by this exactly. Yeah. I don't think that could pass physical for a woman. Is it the one person yeah, kind of. Well, I don't know. The other freak, we'll look into each of them. The other freak did too. And I think they had remember Mayor Pete was a demon of destruction. Mayor Pete will do anything. He wants to be, so he's another guy, Pete Buttigieg. We're going to look into him too. So let me get that video queued up while you deal with
what
this.
it brings to us as a nation and what it brings to us globally.
Admiral Levine wants her work to be a shining example for all.
With the COVID-19 pandemic and the other challenges that we face, public health is more important than ever. The pandemic has taught us, like nothing before, how interconnected we all are. The personal decisions that we make influence our families, our communities, our nation, and the world. I really feel that everything I've ever done, again, whether it was in academic medicine, in education, in clinical research, seeing my patients, in my role in public health in Pennsylvania, and now my role nationally has.
How's Pennsylvania working out for public health? You got Kensington being a nightmare. And then I know this one other thing. In Pennsylvania, you can't, as far as I know, you can't get like raw goat's milk, raw milk. You can't go buy that from Amish because they say, oh, like it's not safe. They've been drinking it for hundreds of years. It's very good for you. So this person will go in and ban shit like that when they're saying like, look at my results that I got there. So a ton of it all is like an inversion.
all led to this moment.
And she plans to meet this moment with courage and integrity.
My definition of courage would be to be true to yourself and to be true to who you are, and then
being a shill,
and to pay that forward to work towards the common good.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. Oh my God. So now we're gonna go to Mayor Pete has a YouTube page, apparently. Let's actually check in on our buddy Mayor Pete. Do you guys remember Mayor Pete at all? The reason why I want to bring him up, and I'll take a
Hi, it's Pete. And for the
look at him, he looks bad now. Mayor Pete, he was a part of the Biden administration. How many train derailments did we have every other week? There was like a train derailment all the time. We've had trains for over 100 years in this country. And then by the time that these idiots were in, there was more train wrecks than ever. And trains are mostly done like through the private sector too. So those guys don't, give them less government interference. They should be fine. So let's see, because Mayor Pete, he might end up being a president too. So you got to watch a guy like this, because this guy will do anything for power. And he's marketable.
millions of Americans who have been...
Let's hear what Pete
Hi,
says.
it's Pete. And for the millions of Americans who have been making your voice heard, I want to recognize...
And this was 2 months ago.
...just how much of an impact that's having. I know that for all of us concerned with this administration's abuses, it's been an especially bleak couple of days since we learned of the killing of Alex Preddy in Minnesota. But
so this was after the Minnesota thing. In Minnesota, I don't think it's the woman or the guy, but one of them, there was an ICE thing going on there.
During that time, even just in the last few hours, we have seen some of the strongest proof yet that you are not powerless. Congressional Republicans have begun changing their behavior, suddenly calling for hearings and investigations over the Trump administration's behavior. A top commander of Customs and Border Patrol has just been sidelined. The president himself is showing signs of doing the one thing he claims he'll never do, which is back down. All of this is showing that political pressure works, and it proves that you don't have to wait until Election Day to apply that kind of pressure and get results. We've seen some glimmers of this earlier. We saw handfuls of elected Republicans defying Trump and stepping up alongside unified Democrats on things like the Epstein files, on redistricting in Indiana, even on healthcare premiums. This could be the most important example yet. Of course, there is a very, very long way to go. Fearsome and grotesque abuses are continuing even as we speak, and there has been an almost complete lack of accountability. But the ground is clearly shifting because all of...
So this is what they love to do. This is what they love to do. They love to always try to end it on a good note. And this is him telling you it's coming. The changes are coming. You just have to keep fighting hard and stand in solidarity with your brothers and sisters. It's going to be nonsense. Again, this guy was terrible at his job. He let a ton of trains just crash. Remember the spills, the chemical spills? And what town? I know what we're going to look into after this. What town were the first chemical spills and everything? And tell me this isn't something that they're messing with you with. Palestine, Ohio. I think it was Ohio. Palestine, Ohio. Come on. Come on.
Of us together have been doing the work of shifting it.
And they were just calling it Palestine at the time, too. No one was calling it like Palestine, Ohio, or wherever it was. But this fool was in charge of that. And what he would do is just show up with like a white helmet on, pretending he's like a supervisor and not really do anything. But he would get like all the credit. Yeah, it's all good equilibrium. It's all good. Yeah, we're gonna try to say small hat or something like that, because like one of the other live streams that we did, I won't like post it for some reason. So I'm not really that worried about it. But we'll have fun creating a code. It's actually more fun speaking in code, and I'm gonna try to keep the swearing and stuff down too.
Things that can sound old-fashioned, protesting, calling out members of Congress, even just speaking up in person or online, all of it is adding up into an accelerating change in the power dynamics of this country. And it represents
No, it's not.
A live example of the principle that hope can be the consequence of action, not just its cause. All of this is making good on our belief that ultimately in this country, the people still direct the government and not the other way around.
He's a shill for like Big Brother stuff.
I know that it can seem like the shamelessness and the ruthlessness of the people in charge gives them a big advantage. But they have a massive disadvantage as well, which is that many of them know that what they're part of is wrong. And the sooner...
Just like you know what you're doing was wrong. Having all the trains derail and being an idiot.
They feel like...
He's like a saboteur, basically.
Like they might have to answer for it one day. The sooner this house of cards will fall. We don't have much time to lose, so for God's sake, let's keep it up.
Wait a minute. Sorry.
We go now to the top Democrat on the House
here.
Intelligence Committee, Congressman Jim Himes, who joins us from Greenwich.
That's not what I want. I want to go back
Hi,
to
it's
Pete.
And for
my friend Pete. So remember, guys, they were trying to get him to run for president, basically. But Mayor Pete was on the Biden administration. Wait a minute, he came to my state a month ago?
Thank you, Annie
What
Custer.
is
Getting to know
this?
you and Brad was one of the highlights of campaigning up here, and getting to work together to deliver for New Hampshire was one of the best parts.
He might be trying to run for president or something. And look, it's almost 304K, which would have been funny for his subscribers.
Of being
Let's see
in the
what this
federal
is for a
government.
minute.
Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, all of you, for showing up and making it clear that we are ready to mobilize and do what it takes to turn this country around before it's too late. It's been a great visit these last couple of days. Caught up with my friend Chris Pappas at the Puritan.
Who's a queer? I know the restaurant he's talking about and stuff like that. And their family also owns a restaurant, but they also own a small bank too. And I'm pretty sure they're small hats, but they're known for like making really good chicken tenders and chicken fingers. And they have like these coconut ones because I used to live where he's talking about. Which imagine the people were like, yeah, chicken fingers. Yeah. It's just bad. It's just bad. He's like, you know that chicken finger place? They're like, yeah, we love chicken finger places. Yeah. We're cooked.
With Maggie Goodlander at the Y with local leaders.
I know her too.
Talking about how to make childcare more affordable and accessible. Had a great time last night at Dartmouth with students and faculty and community members asking such important questions. All of it reminded me.
Dartmouth is like a elite school, Ivy League elite type thing.
Why I love coming to the Granite State so much. Of course, the last time I was here in an official capacity, it was bringing millions of dollars in road funding to improve the infrastructure of this state.
We have excellent roads. Well, some roads are messed up, but besides that, we have excellent. This is all nonsense, guys.
something that your members of the federal delegation had a lot to do with. It feels like it wasn't that long ago, but a lot has changed since then for our country and personally. Very different time for me personally. More time at home with family, which I love as much as I love my work. It was a welcome change.
What is his family?
Personally,
What's
less
his family?
legislation, more.
What's his family? A husband and a kid they bought. Or adopted, but like bought. And Mayor Pete or his husband was like trying to breastfeed him and shit like that. These people are insane.
Or Legos.
Notice how he didn't bring that up.
Except for stepping on Legos, which I don't love. Well, that's about America's.
He doesn't step on Legos. He steps on Pegos. Oh!
Transportation system and more, about transportation for the kids to preschool and back into their activities. Lots of very healthy checks on my ego around the house. Like I'm looking at my phone, I'm sending instructions to staff members and texting with governors and feeling very important. And then that voice.
This guy could be like, he is marketable. He was in the military. I think he did have a wife at once. He is marketable. Like I was kind of I wasn't really thinking about this. But he is a decent candidate because he's a little more seasoned now. He's tried to like run before, basically. So yeah, he actually is a decent speaker and can't, like, we know that we just know he's a shill to his core. So it's easy to spot mistakes and bullshit that happens. But he is a decent speaker. Like compared to like what we've just seen, Biden and just anyone who can like say a couple complete sentences is actually doing pretty good.
Comes from down the hall. Papa, come wipe my butt.
He's a degenerate. Papa, adopted kid. Hey, adopted kid, come wipe my butt. I'm going to tell you guys about that. Or maybe his husband and all them can all just go in there and have an ass wiping festival.
A lot of status shifts is what I'm saying from moment to moment. Of course, it feels
because you did a shit job your first time. So you should have been wiping ass. You're terrible. He was terrible at the Department of Transportation, guys. Big time. He was probably even involved with Baltimore Bridge somehow.
I feel like it hasn't been that long since I was in the Granite State running for president.
Wait a minute.
This state was
I think he's running for president.
So good to me then. I formed friendships that will last a lifetime, and I learned things that made me a better public servant and a better person.
Right, Clayton.
And
exactly.
I've been reflecting these last couple of days just on so many things that have changed, but also on so many things that have not changed, especially something I see right here in this room, which is the extraordinary civic culture and commitment of the people of this state. Not just the sheer proportion of...
Most of us just don't want people from Massachusetts coming here, and we're kind of like racist. We're cool with people, but a little bit like we just don't have a lot of wells in the state. For whatever reason. So this guy is just talking nonsense right now.
Granite Staters who serve in some...
It's a remote, cold area that not a lot of people want to live in, basically. So, you know, I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
Kind of public office, which I'm pretty sure is unmatched around the country. But the way you step up as citizens, mindful of this state's special role and determined to do your part. It's why you're here. It's why you're pushing back on the incredibly restrictive measures that make it harder to vote.
These are just lies.
In this state. Because you know that if your vote wasn't so important, they wouldn't be working so hard to stop you from being able to cast it.
Absolutely no one is not making you vote. I live here and it's completely fine.
It's why here at the state level, not just at the national level, you're standing up to say that cutting taxes for the wealthy and corporations while cutting services for the rest of us is an upside down set of priorities, and we can do better.
Brian, and
whether
we
it's in
know he
Concord
likes to
or in
make
Washington.
backdoor deals too.
And it's why you're building an extraordinary coalition to say loud and clear that the president's campaign of mass detention of immigrants does not belong in Merrimack or anywhere else in America for that matter.
There's a town called Merrimack, and they wanted to build like an ICE detention center there, and they got a lot of people protesting because they're saying like, we don't want this shit here. And I didn't want it there. So I think that's where he uses as an opportunity to speak.
And you're holding your governor accountable for failing to stand up to it. Right, Chairman Buckley?
See what he just did, Biden can't do. Kamala Harris can't do this at all. So like that already makes him like a decent candidate.
And that civic tradition, again, is part of what we're talking about right here today, too. Look, we all know what we're up against.
Yeah.
We know what is wrong right now in our country. We see scenes unfolding right now that are especially insulting to anybody who lives by the motto of live free or die. An out-of-control president who thinks he can impose a tax on you without even going to Congress, charging you $1,000 or more per household in tariffs. Although, fortunately, the Supreme Court stood up and said that's illegal. People being picked up off of the street.
Well, that is pretty cool, though.
It's because of an op-ed that they wrote. A government demanding political compliance from universities, from law firms, even from late-night television comedians. A 5-year-old in a Spider-Man backpack, used as bait and detained like a criminal. American citizens
You bought a kid.
Shot in the street, followed by our government's highest officials telling obvious lies about the victims. We know what we're up against, but I want to talk a little bit about something else, which isn't on our minds as much as I think it probably should be. And just to set the scene for that, let me start by reminding you of something that is obviously true, but somehow strangely hard to believe, which is a day will come, sooner or later, when Donald Trump no longer dominates American politics. That is definitely going to happen. It's oddly hard to picture, given how necessarily true it is. But I'm not just reminding you about that day in order to make you feel better. I'm asking you to picture that day in order to ask all of us a very challenging question. Then what? Then what? What are we going to do? See, much depends on what we do politically now to deliver that day, which, among other things, requires us to mobilize.
Mayor Pete might be we might be ahead of the curve here, understanding that Mayor Pete is a serious contender for being one of the next presidents, because this guy will definitely shill for whatever is in there. Like, he can't wait to do that. But right now, what can happen is right now is the first Mayor Pete, he was too young, he was too nice and all that. Now that he's quote unquote like a dad and a little more grizzled, and they're going to try to make him like a little bit like blue collar, he'll actually do pretty well. And he's already plugged into he'll do anything. What are you going to do? Like, send him to jail? He doesn't care.
For this coming November, as I know.
And he kind of proved himself by all these train derailments and messing it all up and covering stuff. So they're going to want this guy in there. So it's 2026. So it still is a pretty good amount of time before we have to think about that.
You were ready to do.
I don't really care about politics, but I like picking. I want to see if any of the predictions that we're doing are right.
But even more important is what we do to prepare for what we'll do on that day, which is going to require mobilizing for the long haul. Because I think there are some who might imagine that our task on that day is to begin simply reversing the damage and trying to get back to the old status quo. And I'm here to say, even though things now are definitely worse than they were a few years ago, turning back the clock to a few years ago is not the way.
Yeah. No, it is equilibrium. Yeah. But equilibrium, that's what I'm saying is why he will like win too. Basically.
We need a much better vision than to simply find all of the pieces of what this administration smashed to bits and tape them back together and serve up something resembling the old normal from a few years ago. Put it another way, if our systems were working the way they should have, socially, politically, economically, we wouldn't be here. All of that is what led to all of this. So see, our job is to deliver something as citizens and voters to make sure that our government and our country are going to bring us something better, not just better than today, but better than before. So what does that look like? I could describe it from the highest principles on down. That what it looks like is an America that truly delivers on its fundamental creed, where we actually fulfill our national promise, that threefold national promise of political equality, economic opportunity, and personal liberty. Or I could describe it from the ground up. That you start your day opening the door of the fridge and you find it full of food that you could actually afford, and commute to work along the world's best roads, and end your day with a roof over your head that you can actually afford to own. But maybe the best way that I can think to picture of it is the story that I want to tell my kids when they ask about all of this 10 or 20 or 30 years from now. See, right now, our kids, Chasten and I, we have these incredible twins.
I'm just getting the next video ready.
And we're getting into that question phase. Parents know it well. And right now, the questions are generally manageable. Although, to be honest, I'm already getting a lot of questions I don't have an answer for. Why do we have cheeks? I don't know. Why aren't there any pink squirrels? I don't know.
And this shit he's saying
But I know
only
one day
helps
the
him
questions
even more.
will be more along the lines of, Papa, what were you doing back in the 2020s when it seemed like everything was on the line? What did you do to make our lives better? I can see them asking me that question not so long from now. And I want to be able to have a good answer.
Okay.
I want my answer to be, we met that moment.
All right, let me turn
I want to be
this
able to
off.
say, yes.
So I want us to remember, remember Mayor Pete, remember the Admiral and the nuclear waste guy. Okay, and then I want you to look at this. Who's giving a better image, us with Cardi B or something like this? These people are gonna laugh when they see this Cardi B nonsense. Okay, hang on a second. So I want you to look at that, how image is compared to
Thinks are her.
this dunderhead right here. This is us, guys. This is us. Or was us under Biden. This fool on the right. You know what I mean? This is insane. It's really insane. And remember how Biden looked? So I'm going to change it back to this one. But just remember how Biden looked. Remember how Biden was like fell off a bike, fell down the stairs and everything? Wait, I think he skipped the woman's shaking the woman's hand. He did. Watch that. That was actually pretty dope. This woman here, I don't know who that is. They shook the hot chick's hand, I think. You know, the presentation is better, and then I mean, I know this is like more literally more like propaganda, but just compare that to how we had this fool over here.
On Sam, a missing bag of items she estimates cost $11,000.
Like we had this guy running a lot of stuff.
Maybe he likes the
Could not confirm or deny if
Trying to find this other video. Sorry, I made a couple mistakes here. I was trying to make it transition to this fool right here. Basically. Again, this is our presentation, and then looked at what, like, you know, Russia had and stuff like that. That's what I wanted to show, was a level of yeah, both are definitely propaganda for sure. I'm just saying like the things that are not meant to be propaganda kind of can end up as propaganda. Like, dude, the Cardi B interview compared to something like that, it's just like, it just makes everyone look bad. Really look bad. So I'm just saying the image of Trump is kind of better, at least, but it's also like we're just living in such a nutty time. And I want to see another small speech from her. Uh-oh, what's this? Perfect.
Get the protection they need and deserve. Many question, when will I be able to get the coronavirus vaccine? Thank you for joining us. I'm Kim Gable. Today, state health leaders gave us a little more clarity on that question. KDK's Andy Sheehan joins us live to explain who's next now on the list. Andy.
Kim,
Nice, yeah. Fuck Angela
first
Merkel.
Vaccinate frontline healthcare workers and those at risk of dying from the disease. The state says that EMS, emergency medical services workers, should be next up.
So she wants all the EMT workers and everybody. It's like they're already risking their life. They should be able to do what they want.
Today, the EMTs of the Eastern Area Pre-Hospital Services risk infection, providing emergency medical care to members of the public who need it, even if they could be suffering from coronavirus. And the state says EMS workers should be next in line to get the vaccine.
So my message today to hospitals.
See, this is her job, what she's in there doing. Again, we have this. Then we have something more like this.
Is to start to reach out and to work together with EMS providers and the agencies, as well
We
as
have this that looks retarded, but we should be having something like this. A man sitting down telling people to do work. Or getting up to go actually do work or something. Instead of the fools that we have that just like inspire no leadership whatsoever.
other non-affiliated healthcare providers and work to get them vaccinated as soon as possible.
Yeah, none of their other non-affiliated healthcare providers. Remember, I told you she kind of she's like working for the pharmaceutical companies basically, or allowing them to do whatever they want. Shit like that.
I think it's a great idea. Our men and women, they go out every day not knowing what they're going to come across.
Already, more than 40,000 healthcare workers across Pennsylvania have been vaccinated. And starting Monday, CVS and Walgreens will begin administering the vaccine to residents of
CVS is out of business. No, Rite Aid. Excuse me, Rite Aid's out of business.
long-term
Got
care
bought up by somebody
facilities.
else.
Following CDC guidelines, the state is rolling out phase 1 of the vaccine distribution in 3 groups. Group 1A would be those healthcare workers and residents, but the state says it now has enough supply to begin services to Group 1B, which includes persons 75 and older and frontline essential.
Yeah, I'm glad we're looking back at this. This was a really a crazy time, but these people were in charge of a lot of the overview of that. That woman was really, she really changed a lot of people's lives.
Essential workers
She had
designated
immense
as EMS.
influence,
Next
I
in
guess.
line is Group 1C, which includes persons 64 to 74 and persons 16 to 64 with high-risk medical conditions. It also includes other essential workers who come in contact with the public, including police and fire. Distribution for those final groups haven't been announced, and others must wait.
It will be months before the vaccine manufacturers produce enough vaccines to immunize the general public. So mitigation right now is more important than ever.
But Eastern area.
Look at this. Look at this. And again, look at, and God bless these people who are here to help and all that. But look at our like facilities compared to this sick ass Russian propaganda, which I don't know. They're not showing any of their like EMT stuff or anything, or everyday life things that much. So that's just him walking around basically. I was going to compare it to another place.
But Eastern Area Executive Director Stephen Shergott urged the public to avail themselves of the vaccine as it becomes available.
Trusting science, I don't see any adverse.
Look at this guy trusting science. I'm a simp. My name is Stephen Shergott Simp.
Effects. And if it helps beat this coronavirus,
Look at sure got the vax. Look at that. Sure got the vax.
versus expects. And if it helps beat this coronavirus, as many people can get it, should.
Now, the state health department is asking hospitals to reach out to EMS operations to schedule these vaccinations.
So remember, that woman really pushed. She was really pushing that narrative, which is not really like a huge surprise to anyone, I would imagine. And luggage. You guys can, and of course we had Kamala, so we can do Kamala Harris because she was a part of the administration as well, which needs to be, unfortunately, we got to go back and see her doing an interview. Really quick. And oh, sweet, yeah. We'll see her on the Howard Stern show. That'll be kind of cool. That could be really bad. So let me go on this here. So obviously, Kamala Harris was a part of this administration too, in the position of vice president. And she was like worse than useless, just embarrassing. The only thing I can really remember her doing was like faking like border photos with like AOC. They were like taking photos in the desert, like next to a fence, but it wasn't like really the actual border. I kind of remember that. I just kind of remember like, who fell off a what do you think it fell off a coconut tree? I remember that, and a lot of the rest of it I had to block out. Luckily, she didn't really say much or do anything, to be honest. During when she was in there, it was really more afterward when they were trying to install her as president. So let's watch. I'm going to fast forward various parts of this. Yeah, I don't know what Eckwards is. You might be in a different part of the United States than me. We had Rite Aid. We do have some smaller, just mom and pop pharmacies, but we had like Rite Aid and Walgreens and CVS. Then of course, like Walmart or something. So let's see. Let's celebrate the whole administration.
Madam Vice President.
Oh my! I thought that was her real laugh.
Well, we'll listen to this for a second. First of all, it's me, Howard. I'm here on a special day. I was supposed to have a day off. I'd only come in for the Vice President of the United States because right now is my nap time.
I'll try not to fall asleep during this interview.
Do you nap at all?
Not really. I wish I could. I don't mind, like in a different life, sometimes on a Sunday afternoon.
She knows she's sipping a little vodka at this meeting.
Yeah.
I know. Look what you. By the way, I'm playing Bat Dance because I knew you were a Prince fan.
Yes.
But I believe I'm a huge Prince fan, but I believe that the Batman soundtrack was his best work.
So I actually said it even in the debate. I believe that Donald Trump has this
fair use
desire to be a dictator. He admires strong men and he gets played by them because he thinks that they're his friends.
Yeah.
And they are manipulating him full time and manipulating him by flattery.
Yeah.
And with favor. And so in the midst, to your point, as reported by Bob Woodward,
Look at she has headphones to like tell her what to say. To like help her.
In the height of the pandemic, and remember, and your listeners will remember, people were dying by the hundreds.
Yeah.
Everybody was scrambling to get these kits, the tests, the COVID test kits.
Couldn't get them.
Couldn't get them.
Right.
Couldn't get them.
And never forget, Small Hats Howard Stern simped so hard for, like, he pretended to be an anti-authority guy, freedom type guy, and all that during the COVID, we'll call it. He didn't leave his house for like 5 years and told everyone to take the shot and everything like that. You know, and he would have anyone on. Basically, and never ask any hardline questions and stuff like, "Oh, you've been a media figure for like 45 years. Okay, well, all you do is just shill for whoever comes on your show."
Yeah.
And they are manipulating him full time and manipulating him by flattery.
Howard Stern probably is definitely in the e-files. There's no way he wasn't asked over the years.
Yeah.
And with favor. And so in the midst, to your point, as reported by Bob Woodward, in the height of the pandemic, and remember, and your listeners will remember, people were dying by the hundreds.
Yeah.
Everybody was scrambling to get these kits, the tests, the COVID test kits.
Couldn't get them.
Couldn't get them.
Right.
Couldn't get them anywhere.
Right.
And this guy who was
Didn't they just say that? They have this woman is so bad at talking. Howard Stern just needed to say you couldn't get him, and then she's going to say one other kind of shitty example, and Howard Stern's going to be like, "You couldn't get him," and then she's going to be like, "Yeah, but then once I called them," he's like, "Then you couldn't get him." He's like, "Well, then they were easier to get." It's going to be like, oh my god, she is terrible at this. This is where Mayor Pete would do well. Mayor Pete could do better here.
President of the United States is sending them to Russia, to a murderous dictator for his personal use?
Who you only wish Putin would have gotten COVID and dropped dead.
Well,
I wish that.
Well, the point being...
Hell no. Hell no. How did this work for you, Howard? Why do they all hate Putin? He's the only one that denounces things against Satan and like is actually probably the most Christian person that doesn't allow any LDHD TV bullshit, degeneracy, none of it.
That is just the most recent stark example of who Donald Trump is, that he secretly sent COVID test kits for the personal use of Putin, of Russia, an adversary to the United States, when he was talking about Americans should be putting bleach in their blood. Think about what this is. Think about this person who...
What? Guys, this is part of the humiliation ritual too. But you actually feel humiliated for Kamala Harris is how this part works. You actually feel humiliated like for her somehow when you're watching, because you're like, this is bad. Like, this is bad. They wanted to run her as the president, guys. She can't even just like make up bullshit on the Howard Stern show about anything. She should have talked about her pussy or something. That's what she should have done, just what every other girl on Howard Stern would do.
Who wants to be president again, who secretly is helping out an adversary when the American people are dying by the hundreds every day and in need of relief. And instead, how did he handle it domestically for Americans? He mismanaged the whole thing.
This is what keeps me up at night. I don't understand how my fellow Americans, I don't even understand how this election...
Okay, hypocrite, zillionaire, elite, small hat. You've been a media person for decades, and you gatekeep it.
is close. And yes, I'm voting for you, but I would also vote for that wall over there rather than a guy who says,
You did vote for the wall, with the wall that you kiss constantly. That's who of course you voted for. Both of you.
where do
They
I
kissed the wall.
begin? A guy who says he doesn't support Ukraine wouldn't get on that stage with you and say, I support Ukraine. This is, and why do my fellow Americans want this kind of chaos overseas? Why?
To your point,
Guys, they didn't give a damn about Ukraine their entire life basically until they were told to. They still don't give a damn about Ukraine. The only reason they give a damn about it is they probably funnel a lot of money. Because remember, Biden funneled a ton of money doing this whole 10% to the big guy. Remember when he gave Hunter Biden the job where he's getting like 50 grand a month being a gas and energy expert? Please. Yeah, we stopped it at 9/11 too.
doesn't support our friend Ukraine, doesn't support, therefore, something America should always and has always, by the way, been a champion of, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity, which means the importance of standing against anyone who tries to take another nation by force.
Right.
That's what we stand for as Americans, that you don't do that. And if you do that to our friends, we're going to stand with our friends.
She can't even say anything.
It's you're getting played. And some would say, look, I grew up in the neighborhood. Some would say you're
Oh, this is gonna get bad. I can tell when she says I'm gonna grew up in the neighborhood. She's gonna try and nag it up a little bit now.
getting punked.
Yeah.
If you stand in favor of somebody who's an adversary over your friends on principles that we all agree on. And you look at it, it's not only that. He says he's going to be a dictator on day one. Understand what dictators do. They jail journalists. They put people who are protesting in the street in jail.
He said he thinks he wants to go after Jimmy Kimmel, a comedian. He wants to go after Stephen Colbert and Seth Meyers. Even if someone had said,
I don't think he said that, but even they are propagandists and he shouldn't have, but this is all hyperbolic.
years ago when I remember presidential, races, if someone said,
Howard Stern has a completely plastic face.
"Oh, Kamala Harris isn't a black woman," they would have been out of the. That would have been it. Would have been over. I mean, how do you challenge that?
Well,
what do you do with that?
But back to the point about
Wow, and Kamala Harris's voice is real bad. Really bad.
what it actually is, and then let's
So yeah, that pretty much summed up Kamala Harris. So yeah, tonight we covered several people. Let me just type in Biden administration one more time here. Wait, a Christmas video? Wait a second. But oh no, I know what we need to do. I know what we need to do. So that's enough for Biden, and Trump had one too. Where they dressed up as cats and dogs. Yeah, yes, yeah. It was this right here. Let me make sure this is showing. Yeah. So, let I guess we'll end it on this one other clown thing, because this is what they were doing at Mar-a-Lago, which is equally cringe. Look at this, guys. This is eyes wide shut shit that they're showing you right now. Look at this. Again, we have this. Then you have this. It's just way better. It just seems way better. Or this. Yeah. She's a dog! She's a dog too! Look at this dog! Yeah. Howard Stern just probably gatekeeps everybody. Can't, like, he probably maintains his position because he just keeps knocking everyone down. Like, he's been doing it a long time, and that's cool and respectable and all that. But sometimes too, the people are just sheep who listen to those shows too. They might just listen to the same thing all the time forever, perhaps. So I think that's like probably half of it, basically. So it's a big old kennel and you ain't in it. That's a play off of the you know what? Let's put up a George Carlin clip. It's a big old club and you ain't in it. So one other thing why the education system sucks is a lot of our modern textbooks, or textbooks like basically from like the early 1900s on and stuff, they were printed by JP Morgan and the Rothschilds and those type of things. So you, like, a lot of what we've been told and the way that like you've already been programmed was already by like stuff like that too. So that's another reason the education system sucks, is it's kind of like doing here
doesn't help them
and having fun doing it. This isn't to be overly serious. This will be the final message of the night. Then I'm gonna let that I'll pick a piano melody for the cool.
Now,
Oops, yeah. So guys, I'm gonna call it a night for tonight, I think, or begin to wrap it up. I think we covered kind of a lot of the Biden administration. We maybe could have covered more what they did, but I think seeing them for who they were and everything was more important. And I think looking back on it, it was a way to just like see, like, you know, I guess it was kind of a weird humiliation ritual in a way, or a mockery of us. So luckily it's not quite as bad now, but a lot of the same themes and everything are still going on. So again, yeah, like I think you guys probably have all liked and subscribed. So thanks for being here. I'm gonna keep hammering away at these lives, and you know, maybe modify how I do them and stuff like that. So any interesting show topic ideas, don't be afraid to suggest it, or message me on YouTube or something like that too, or if you have any interesting ideas. So I'm gonna end it on this guy's this song that I like from one of the user from one of the, or I'll do an outro video. And I'm just gonna pick a random one. Or I'll do the one. This is gonna be the intro and outro one. So thanks, guys. Have a good night. This will be my intro and outro music and theme for now. See you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll do one more from a subscriber too. This was a subscriber too.
2, 3,
Each is music from subscribers. Yeah, good night. It'll be the last thing I play. Then this is Piano Nug. Nice. So that those are each subscribers who made that music. So have a great night, guys.